Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Lovett, and if you're coming across this channel for the first time, you're very much welcome. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you on how to make this beautiful Bubu dress with this trending bias design at the lower part. So if this sound interesting to you, just keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell if you're here to do so, and give me a thumbs up if this tutorial is helpful. Okay, so the first thing to do is to cut out the base of this bias design. I'm making use of this brown paper. So I folded it into two because I'll be using the whole length of the brown paper for the wideness of the design. So for the vertical measurement, I'm using 4 inches. So it's going to be a bubu dress. So definitely the horizontal measurement depends on what you are using. But for the vertical measurement, I'm making use of 4 inches. So you can as well use 3.5 inches or 3 inches. So it depends on how um wide, how bold you want the bias design to be. So for me, I'm using 4 inches. So for the vertical measurement, so I measured out the 4 inches here. For the horizontal measurement, I'm using the whole length of the brown paper, which is like 30 inches or so. So it depends on how big you want your bubble dress to be. It depends on the um measurement you're using. So the next thing after that is that I'm going to divide the 4 inches into two. So I'll be having 2 inches at the upper part, then 2 inches at the lower part as well. So in short, I divided the 4 inches into two equal half. So I divided it into two equal parts. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the 2 inches is going to, that 2 inches line is going to serve as a guide. That middle line is going to serve as a guide when I'm trying to sew my bias on the brown paper. So you're going to understand it more when we get there. So this is what I have, guys. I cut it into two because I'm going to be using one for the front of the dress and the other one for the back. So I'm going to set one aside. So the next thing now is that I'm going to take my bias tape and I'm going to cut out 4 inches. I'm going to cut it into pieces and I'll make sure that I have 4 inches. So you can see me measuring out the 4 inches. So I'm going to cut it out, then I'm going to take my time to cut it into pieces. So for this tutorial, I make use of four rows of bias. So you can use more than that, but for me, I use 4 rows. So this is what I have, guys, after cutting it out. So I have my 4 inches. So the next thing now is that I'm going to open up the brown paper like this, and I'm going to start placing it on it one by one. So I'm going to be placing it right next to each other like this. So I'm going to take it to my machine and I'll start sewing on that 2 inches, that middle point, that middle line. So I'm going to start the sewing from there, and as I'm sewing down and I'll be placing the bias, I'll be sewing it down, then I'll be placing another bias until the end of the brown paper. So you have to take your time. It is very easy to make, but you have to take your time and be very careful about it. So I'm going to take it to my machine now and do that, and I will show you guys what I have after I'm done. So guys, this is what I have after I'm done with the sewing. You can see how beautiful it is looking. And another thing that I did here is that I make sure I ran my machine on it like 4 to 5 times so it can be well secured. By the time I remove the brown paper, it won't be coming off. So I ran the stick like 5 to 6 times. So you can as well do that so it can stay in place and be well secured. So the next thing now is that I'm going to be uh placing the bias on each other like this, and I'll be pinning it down. So the other one will go to the opposite direction and I'll pin it down as well. and I'll take the next one to the opposite direction. I'll pin it down. You can take your time to pin it down, or you can just take it to your machine like that and start sewing. But for it to be easier for you, it will be advisable to pin it down one after the other before you take it to your machine. So you're going to run a stitch on the side and on the other side until you get to the end of the um brown paper. So I'll go and do that and show you what I have. So guys, this is what I have after I'm done with the sewing. You can see how beautiful it's looking. The design is formed already and it's looking so beautiful. So the next thing now is to attach it to my Bubu dress. So it's just as simple as that. So before I remove the brown paper, you're going to place it on the Bubu dress like this. And on that line, on that sewing line, that is what I'm going to be using to attach it to the Bubu dress. So, and after I'm done, I'm going to attach the other side as well. So that is just it. I will attach the other side as well, and after I'm done with that, I will just remove my brown paper from it. So this is what I have, guys. I've attached the design, the bias design, to my Bubu dress, and this is the back. You can see how beautiful it's looking already. It is well secured. I make sure I run the stitch for like 2 to 3 times so it can hold it very well. And the next thing now is to remove the brown paper gently and carefully. So I'll remove all the brown papers away from it. The bias is attached to it and it is looking so beautiful already. So the next thing now is to remove the brown paper. So guys, this is what I have. This is the final result after I've removed the brown paper. You can see how beautiful and neat it's looking. It's really looking so beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. If this tutorial has been helpful, please give me a thumbs up and click on the notification bell if you are yet to do so. See you in my next tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you. Bye.